such a time as this.
And welcome to For Such a Time as This, the place where there is no such thing as a silent witness. Tucker Carlson on the Fox News channel is having a discussion with the governor of New Jersey, Governor Murphy. Now, New Jersey has said that liquor stores, the places where you get the vodka and the beer and get drunk, those are essential to keep open for mental health. And Mr. Carlson calls him on it.
So, but you have closed church services and synagogue services and arrested people for attempting to attend them. Did anyone say that maybe practicing your faith might be important to someone's mental health?
Listen, I think we've had a very good common ground with faith leaders of literally every faith who understand this. And by the way, whether it's a liquor store, a pharmacy, a supermarket, we expect folks to distance themselves from each other, to wear face coverings, etc.
We have good relationships with them. You've arrested them, Governor. I wouldn't call that a good understanding and a good relationship. I don't know about you, but when someone is arrested, that means there's not a good relationship there. But he continues. Tucker continues to talk about the relationship between the government of New Jersey and the churches.
Of course, but I don't want to be too persistent on this, but I think it's important. On what scientific basis did you decide that sitting in a church was much more dangerous than buying liquor in a liquor store? And why is buying liquor more important for the social fabric? I'm just trying to think. You're not the only governor who's done this, and I don't mean to pick on you, but I don't understand the reasoning. I don't want to think it had anything to do with tax revenues.
No, it does not have anything to do with tax revenues. Our revenues are so blown up, that would be a rounding error, trust me. This is not either or. It can be and both. I've spoken to Cardinal Tobin, to the leaders of the Jewish community, of the Muslim community. People are at peace where we have come out there. No one's happy. Everyone wants to get back to what they think of as the norm. And
no, people are not at peace. You're arresting them again. No, people not at peace. No, it's not a good thing. The governor of New Jersey has taken upon himself dictatorial powers and has overstepped. And so Mr. Carlson on his show, he then asks the question, by what authority do you have to do what you did? And here is where the chilling mindset of these governors, not all, but some of these governors are, look at this.
So you made that decision, and as I noted before, 15 congregants at a synagogue in New Jersey were arrested and charged for being in a synagogue together. Now, the Bill of Rights, as you well know, protects Americans' right, enshrines their right to practice their religion as they see fit and to congregate together, to assemble peacefully. By what authority did you nullify the Bill of Rights in issuing this order? How do you have the power to do that?
That's above my pay grade, Tucker. So I wasn't thinking of the Bill of Rights when we did this. We went to first of all, we looked at the data and the science, and it says people have to stay away from each other. That's the best thing we could do to break the back of the curve of this virus that leads to lower hospitalizations and ultimately fatalities.
And I'm not contesting that, though. I think I do think there's a debate. This is a rolling conversation because we're learning new things every day, and nothing is settled at this point.
Understood.
But I do want, since you are an elected official, a leader in the government, an executive, how do you have the authority to order something that so clearly contravenes the Bill of Rights of the United States, the U.S. Constitution? Where do you get the authority to do that?
Well, here's the thing. We know we need to stay away from each other, number one. Number two, we do have broad authority within the state. And number three, we would never do that without coordinating, discussing, and hashing it out with the leaders, the variety of the leaders of the faiths in New Jersey. We are among, if not the most diverse state in America, so we're used to that.
I'm sure that you talk to every rabbi and priest, but there's a deeper question here, and I'm just going to ask you one last time because I think it's important. I'm sure you've thought about this. You can't just, as the governor of a state, tell people who they can talk to when and where, because the Constitution of the United States, upon which all of this is based, prohibits you from doing that. So you clearly decided that you could do it. Did you consult an attorney about this? Did you? I mean, because this is a legal question as well as a medical one, isn't it?
I don't go to the men's room without consulting an attorney, so I guarantee you we did that. But I'll give you an example that was not related to the synagogue. I called up Cardinal Tobin, Cardinal Joe Tobin in Newark. There are 5 or 6 archdioceses in New Jersey. It was coming up to Easter and Holy Week in particular. And I said, listen, I'm really concerned about drive-through Holy Communion, because we had heard some stories about priests who unwittingly had the virus and unwittingly passed it on to parishioners. And he said, we're not doing that, I promise you, and I'll confirm that with my fellow bishops. That's not denying someone their right to worship in any way, that we have to find a different way to worship. And
either Governor Murphy was under pressure and wasn't thinking straight, or maybe he's not bright, or maybe he's just being deceptive. Tucker is saying you can't do that. You can't tell people how to worship. He says, let me give you an example. He then gives an example about how he did the very thing he said he's not doing. I called the cardinal, and I was very concerned about the cardinal very concerned about the cardinal and the church's practice of drive-through service. And the cardinal, he said, okay, we're not going to do it. And so I'll confirm with my cardinals and my bishops that we're not going to do it. And so no, you put pressure on the man because you didn't like the drive-through. And so he changed it. And so you are dictating how someone worships. And I'm not sure he's ever read the First Amendment. Here's what the First Amendment says. It says, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for the redress of grievances. I don't care, Governor Murphy, if you've consulted every imam, every pastor, every priest, every cardinal in the state of New Jersey. I don't care who you've spoken to. I don't care what lawyer you have consulted. All of the people you've spoken to in New Jersey do not have the authority to suspend the Constitution of the United States of America. And that's exactly what Governor Murphy has done. And where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? They've taken away, certain governors have suspended the Constitution of the United States of America, and have taken away the constitutional right of the free exercise of religion. And there's not an outcry. This is a problem. Believers in the United States of America, be prepared. They're suspending the Constitution. They are making it up as they go along. And as you've seen there in New Jersey, they deem liquor stores more essential to the fabric of the United States of America than churches. That's the reality. So as Christians, prepare. I hope I'm wrong, but I think darker days are ahead, because when evil men grab power, the church is always in the crosshairs. And our response is, come quickly, Lord Jesus.